I'm Marane Plaza, Editor-in-Chief of Stylish Magazine, and we're here at another edition of Stylish Podcast. And today we are here with actress, host, and advocate Jasmine Curtis-Smith. Thank you so much for agreeing to be our cover girl.
Of course, thank you.
I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you.
So during the glam session earlier, we've had a lot of discussion with Jasmine, and I am so amazed lang. This woman is so smart. Okay. We've known her for a long time, but like me, it's my first time to hear that you've actually been doing commercials and print ad since you were like 3 or 4 years old.
Yes, ever since bata, ever since we moved here to the Philippines, aside from my ate starting her career in the industry, through modeling as well. At the same time, my mom would make me attend VTRs and auditions in case macast as a model for a commercial or for a print ad. And thankfully, no, nabook ako nung bata ako a few times up until siguro I was 9 years old. And then doon na nag-kick in yung, I just want to play on the streets with my friends. Ayokong ano ba tong ilaw na to? Sino ba tong mga matatandang kasama ko na nagsasabing action? And I didn't know what this industry was. And I felt that di ko lang siya gamayin as a kid. So, bumalik na lang ako teenager na, like 14, 15, back to print and commercials.
Yes. It's so interesting that this is your normal. The entertainment and showbiz industry. Because all of us, you know, we had a normal childhood. So we don't know how it feels like to grow up na you're already in the midst of fame because your sister was a super famous actress already. During your formative years, you're already like very exposed in showbiz.
Yeah, actually, nung grade school years, I would say, I was very much aware that she was a celebrity, she was an actress on TV. I would get to go to her tapings or live shows on Sundays. So I was already aware, okay, so she doesn't have a regular job or she doesn't have what other parents are doing on during office hours. And she was always away. So, dun ko na-realize na, we have a different life. Well, at least she does. And
actually, you also.
Being exposed to it.
5 years old, you were already modeling for big brands.
I suppose, yeah. Totoo naman. But, wala ka pa kasing knowledge
you
grasp of it.
Yeah.
So, nung I moved to Australia na for high school, that's when it really hit me na, oh dear. I think that was when my sister did Baler. She won her Best Actress award for MMFF in that year. And dun nag-peak, pinaka-peak season ng ate ko in her career. And I was in high school in Australia. But I would watch her on TFC. And parang, well, it's normal. Okay, showtime, okay. Teleserye. Nothing felt like absurd yet. Kasi normal nga. Up until sumali na rin ako ng industry, parang yun na yung, it's weird pag ikaw na pala yung nandun sa industriya. Weird in a good way, but also in a, this is what she's been doing the last few years or the last decade.
Earlier, you shared with us, like you discovered your own passion for leadership.
Yes.
And all this community service.
Yes.
During your high school days in Australia. And that extended to your work today with World Vision.
Yes.
So tell us more about that.
When I moved to Australia, honestly, I was just looking for a community to join. And I saw that my cousin was part of a lot of community and Christian service organizations, extracurriculums sa school. So naisip ko, ba't di na lang ako sumali also? At least that way I can get to know my cousin, I can hang out with her. Also, as a goody two-shoes na teacher's pet na student, gusto ko rin kasi mag-earn ng, I guess, in Australia, it's like the first, second honor, yung mga ganyan nila. But you earn a stripe or a mark on your blazer pocket. And I've always wanted to be in leadership roles. So nag-volunteer ako sa mga organizations. In high school, we would do mga small like activities, but they speak very loudly in terms of social causes or cultural issues. So there was one time I joined, I think it was a 48-hour cage experience. And you would sleep on the school grounds for 40 plus hours in your sleeping bag lang. This is in the midst of winter in Melbourne. So it would be around 12, 14 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Tapos,
Extreme. As I was saying earlier, super extreme exposure to the social issue.
Yeah, and then you would only get 2 banyo breaks, tapos walang pagkain, tubig lang ang isang bote ng tubig lang ang pwede mong dalhin, bawal magdala ng phone. And it was so that as students, we would understand somewhat, a little bit, ano ang na-experience ng mga refugees in certain refugee camps. Camps that may not be good or helpful to these refugees. So, yun, as early as high school, 13, 14 years old, sumasali na ako sa mga ganon until I also joined World Vision. They had similar activities and programs. They had a fundraising that I was able to join. And with family and friends support, especially my sister's support financially nung fundraising ko, thank you ate, I felt really encouraged to find ways to give back to the community, to help children, to empower children when it comes to education, because nare-recognize ko na ako, sobrang privileged ko. I'm in Australia, I have a private school education, a Catholic education. So ang dami kong nare-recognize na blessings that I wish other children could have as well. And from then on, nagsimula na ako dito sa Pilipinas ng career. Nag-touch base na si World Vision Philippines. And from then on,
so how does it feel like that what you discovered as your passion in community service and advocacy for children, now you get to use more of with World Vision? As a grown woman now.
I'm very grateful for the chance to be a voice, for the chance to be an advocate and an ambassador for World Vision, because for the last decade that I've partnered with them and been with them, I've seen not just my sponsored children grow and achieve their graduations, finishing high school, but also you see that the community of World Vision, the people in World Vision, those who have stayed, who have shown their commitment to the organization, yun din yung nakakatulong kasi sa community natin. People's consistency, stability with the workers that you interact with, because it's like finding a second home in the organization, and also finding that safety net or safety boundaries with people. So, and at the same time, mabibigay mo pa rin yung kailangan nila, which is to be able to finish their education, give them workshops when it comes to personal development, or even awareness when it comes to prevalence to abuse or early pregnancy, things that might stop children from finishing their education.
How does it feel like that you're a young woman yourself and you're sponsoring an even younger woman?
It's a very privileged role to be in because hindi ka parent. Pero nabibigyan mo ng konting tulong to continue the access to basic necessities like education, right? And you're hoping, you're having dreams for this child na sana ma-pick up niya from this education na meron na siya, na pinagpapatuloy niya through the sponsorship, na pinaghihirapan ng mga magulang niya, sana may mapuntahan. And as a young woman who's always been afraid of not finding a secure job or understanding that women also have I guess, mas may advantage ang mga lalaki sa working community, workforce. So, kung ako, nag-aalala na ako sa mga ganung bagay, what more those who might struggle to finish their education?
I really appreciate your work with World Vision because you're really exposing yourself in terms of empowering women, which I feel like also translate to your artistry in acting.
Yes.
Because you get to choose strong and inspiring female characters in your acting career. So speaking of which, Can you share us your latest projects?
Ang Cinemalaya entry namin, it's called Open Endings, and I play the role of Hannah here. She's a queer woman. The film is about 4 queer women who are friends but also mag-e-ex sa isa't isa.
Oh, okay.
So, doon pa lang, interesting, paano sila maging friends after nila maging ex ang isa't isa. A certain life-changing decision will happen sa isa sa aming apat that will challenge our friendships or the way we get along.
What do you love best about Hannah?
She's like the mother of the group. Aalagaan niya lahat.
Okay.
Ihahatid ka niya, nag-inuman kayo, hahatid ka niya pa uwi sa bahay mo. Di siya iinom para sigurado niyang lasing ka, mauwi kita. Hindi sa bahay ko, sa bahay mo.
I understand that you got to learn more about being a queer in this movie. So how was the experience for you, learning more about that?
Now that I'm doing my second Sapphic film, kasi my first one was Baka Bukas back in 2015 for Cinema One Originals, 2016 for Cinema One Originals. I'm very pleased that we're at this day and age na meron na ring na-develop na Soji workshop. So what that entails is teaching you about, like you mentioned, before we started recording, we were talking about pronouns.
Yes, the sensitivities of everything.
Exactly how they choose to identify,
Yes.
what terms they identify with. So, yung mga details na ganon, bago kami nag-shoot ng pelikula, thankfully, no, naging part ng workshops namin. Hindi lang acting workshop, hindi lang script reading, but also Soji workshop. So that when we're doing the film, we're also aware, not just sensitive, but aware of how we send the message or the story that we're trying to tell.
Yes.
And at the same time, be intentional. We have to be intentional kasi. Kasi limited or kokonti lang ang mga queer films sa Pilipinas. Marami tayong gay films. Marami tayong gay
And
roles.
representation is important for them.
Very much
As
so.
well.
Because, di ba nga kanina nag-uusap tayo, pareho tayong, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yung hashtag pa lang na
Yes,
WLW. Not many people know that or
Yeah.
are aware what that
So
means.
educate us more.
So it means
Again.
women love women. Hina-hashtag siya ng mga women couples, lesbian couples on Instagram, TikTok, etc. Hindi siya lumalabas sa algorithm natin, dalawa.
Yes.
Because we're straight.
Yes, yes.
So, hindi natin hinahanap yon. But, guess what? The moment I started doing the film, it started going in my algorithm. I started noticing more content of the queer community, of the Sapphic community. And bukod sa pelikula at sa storya na ginawa ko, I didn't realize na it's normally
Normal,
there.
yeah.
We're just not exposed to it.
And that's
Di lang
why-
natin yun nakakahalubilo lagi na community. So, kung wala kang lesbian friend, kung wala kang gay friend, it will be hard for you to expose yourself to knowledge or to learn
Yeah.
sensitivities, details, identifications.
Yeah. And that's why films like this, like Open Endings, is so important kasi there are still people, a lot of people in our society that are not represented correctly
Correct.
or with
Exactly.
more heart and,
More truth to
More
it.
truth
more,
to it.
More actual
Yeah.
lived experiences.
I guess that's what I appreciate and admire in what you're doing because let's be honest, when you're a straight woman, it takes a lot of strength and I guess freedom
Yeah.
for you to play a character like this. So how are you pushing yourself to be comfortable in playing characters that are really out of your comfort zone?
Well, I think number one, I'm just glad I don't feel uncomfortable about it. Attraction is attraction, love is love, a kiss is a kiss. I just don't see the difference, I suppose, when it comes to that. And I guess being a half Australia, halfie helps a lot. So even if I attended private Catholic schools, siguro malaking factor na rin yun. I also went to an all-girls school, nung grade school. Matagal na akong exposed sa community, matagal na rin akong maalam. Pero gets ko kasi yung conservatism natin dito.
Yes.
Gets ko yun. That's not a bad thing. It just makes us different, right? And it just makes us more comfortable with certain things and not with the others.
Yes.
Certain countries in Southeast Asia are also the same. But parang kasi nagbibiruan lang tayo dito sa Pilipinas na Hello! Ang tagal nang may mga bakla at lesbians dito.
We're still in denial. A lot of our elders are still in denial that these people exist.
Yes.
And I think that's why it's important to send a message through powerful movies like this. So, for you as an actress and an artist, why is it important for you to do such an important cause like this?
Because you show people what real life is. You get to be a window for them to understand life beyond your comfort zone, life beyond your four corners of your home, and what life is beyond you. Otherwise, huwag ka na lang lumabas ng bahay, di ba? Huwag ka na manood ng pelikula.
Yeah.
That's what it is for me. And I guess being exposed to certain generations, even in your family, who might not understand homosexuality or the LGBT community, not just that, different races, different nationalities.
Yes.
Being exposed to those older generations, gusto mo rin kasi mag-educate. And alam naman natin, minsan, lumipas na yung chance ma-educate sila kasi they're set in their ways.
Yes.
And that's not to criticize them.
Yeah.
But it's a
No
habit.
judgment.
It's a habit you form.
Yeah.
There's science behind it, you know, na-solidify na yung association nila. It'll take so much undoing to educate the older ones. So let's focus on the younger generation, the younger ones, because there's so much room to explore, to educate there, and they're still eager to learn. Silang magmamana ng kung anong nilalapag natin sa mesa ngayon. So, handaan natin sila ng magandang handa. Bigyan natin sila ng mga sarap na hain, di ba? Kasi, sayang naman. Diyan na sila, oh. They're approaching the table na.
So inspiring, no? So anyway, another female character that you want to introduce to us is with the theater project that you have now.
Yes.
Tatlong Upuan.
Correct. I am playing the role of Jai, and she is one of 3 siblings dito sa play na ito. They are exploring life, grief, and time. Ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng oras na we spend with each other? Ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng oras pagdating sa pagluluksa? Ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng oras pagdating sa pamilya, buhay? And dito kasi, yung role ni Jai, kahit na siya yung bunso, makikita mo na parang siya din yung most mature sa tatlong magkakapatid. And sometimes, that does happen. Sometimes yung bunso ang mas matatag, mas masinop sa pera,
Mas nag-aalaga.
And yun yung characteristics ni Jai sa tatlong puan na makikita mong at some point para siyang motherly sa approach niya sa dalawa niyang kapatid.
So I know that this is your second
Yes.
theater project.
Yes.
After how many years again?
The first and last one I did was 2015.
So 10 years.
10 years.
So how would you describe your creative process when it comes to, filming a movie and live performance?
Oh gosh,
When you're
magkaiba. Sobrang magkaiba kasi yung live, you stick to one material for how many months, i-rehearse mo yun. So mapaperfect mo siya only as much as you can. Pagdating kasi sa film and TV, I feel yung pagka-precise or when you want to perfect something doon, kaya mo kasing ulit-ulitin eh.
Mas malaki yung allowance to perfect the character.
Correct.
Parang ganon.
Oo. Kasi nasa angulo din yan. It's also the platform of the director. Pag nasa theater ka, it's the actor stage. It's the actor's platform.
So parang bigayan kayo, di ba? May ganon yun?
Yes. Ako, I really love being an instrument for the director's vision. I love being an actor. I love listening and taking in directives and executing it and seeing na-achieve ko ba, nagawa ko ba. Teacher's pet nga, as in ever since. Pero yung kaba ko ngayon, pagdating sa teatro, kasi nga, this is more of an actor's platform. Ikaw lang eh. Wala namang kamerang mag-close up para makita yung lungkot sa mata mo.
Oo nga, no?
Diba?
Iba yung dyan.
Diba?
Iba yung laban.
Nakakatakot yung laban. So,
Kasi emosyon mo talaga, walang peke-peke ng anggulo ng ilaw. Tama, ang galing mo doon.
and hindi ka parang
Kumbaga your instrument is your body, your facial
it's just,
expression.
yeah, it's you. The audience will feel it through you.
Oh my gosh.
through
So how? How is your creative process?
It's developing right now. It's developing. Pero honestly, repetition is the best pagdating sa theater. Yun naman talaga. And it's a lot of memorization because the texts are longer and you're only performing it for a short amount of time. But pag TV or film, your text might be shorter, your hours are longer, but yun din, bibitawan mo agad yung linya. So I can memorize for TV 10 minutes before a scene, 5 minutes before a scene, but you could never do that for theater.
Yeah,
Kasi
you
yun,
really need to know your lines.
you need to consolidate pag
Oo.
theater. Pag TV or film, you can, just for the day, tapos bukas, kalimutan mo na yung line mo, okay na yan.
Kumbaga, mas nakakabit ka sa character mo sa theater. Ganon din ba yun?
Mas kakabit siya.
No,
Mas
kasi you need to
tatagal.
be there talaga.
Yeah.
Gosh!
It's so interesting, no? It's so interesting.
It's so hard.
Oh.
Okay, so another female character that I want to know more. Your character in your new movie,
Yes.
Manila's Finest,
Yes.
with Piolo Pascual.
Enrique Peralejo.
Okay, tell us more about that. Your character is...
My character for Manila's Finest is Janet.
What do you love about her?
She doesn't give away herself that easily.
Oh.
Kahit na hinihingi na siya ng isang tao, she chooses kung kanino niya binibigay yung sarili at puso niya.
So, integrity?
Ironically, yes, her integrity. Pero ironically.
Okay. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
From all of these female characters, I can totally say that you're very conscious to the projects that you're accepting.
Mhm.
How did you get to this point that you realized, no, you know what, as an actress, I want to send powerful messages?
I'd say I'm just very lucky that the first two films na na-expose ako, scripts na nabasa ko for pelikula, were both very powerful with their messages. Dalawa kong pelikula na ginawa within the same year was my first film. Technically, it's Puti by Direk Mike Alcazarin. And that was highly influenced by the Mike De Leon film, Itim. Same year, we filmed and released for Cinemalaya Transit by Direk Hannah Espia.
I recall.
And that was where I spoke Hebrew. Kaya ako may tattoo na Hebrew na pangalan ko sa likod ko.
Okay.
So I spoke Hebrew throughout the whole film. Yung kwento kasi is about how kapag hindi nakaregister yung bata sa school doon, if above 5 years old siya, tapos hindi siya national ng Israel, de-deport yung bata.
Okay.
So yun yung kwento na pinag-uusapan ng transit noon. And ako, gusto ko siyang itakal kasi yung role ko doon specifically, she has confusion with her identity.
Anong name ni transit character?
Yael.
Yael.
Yes. So, Israeli ba ako? Filipino. Kasi I'm half. Pero I never found out who my father was. So, ang mother ko doon was played by Irma Adlawan naman. So, alam mo yung expose ka agad sa mga artistang ganun.
Oo.
Na dekalibre, ang tagal na, ganun lagi yung mga ginagawang pelikula. And laging may sinasabi yung mga ginagawa nila.
How did you discover your love for acting? Because I know that when we were talking earlier, I know that you discovered your love for leadership right away inside your classroom. Sabi mo nga, grade 1 pa lang, leader ka na.
Dumajoin na ako.
Yes! So did you also, parang simultaneous ba siya? You also loved acting na din? Agad-agad?
No.
Hindi pa.
No. Kaya ako umalis agad ng VTRs, ng modeling, kasi I felt like, hindi ko to kaya. I'm impatient. Ayoko maghintay. And half the work is waiting. And then, when I was in high school, my mom's car, second-hand car, would always break down. Tapos summer, ang init-init na. Sakto, madalas na akong bumisita sa ate ko sa work niya. And may nakakita sa akin na head of talent in TV5. It used to be Sir Percy Talan, who's a director and one of the halves of the Idea First company, a film production company. They saw me, they signed me up with TV5. Sabi ko, why not? Gusto kong kumita ng pera, gusto kong magkatrabaho. Honestly,
Tell us more your first TV project.
that was my motivation. Gusto kong kumita ng pera. So, binigyan agad ako ng teleserye ng TV.
Teleserye, agad-agad. Okay.
Bakit? Hindi ko alam bakit ang laki ng tiwala nila sa akin.
Yeah, you were introduced as the princess of TV5. I remember that era.
Ako,
go.
Denita Paner, Alex Gonzaga,
Yes,
RC
I remember
Munoz,
that.
and Yula Caballero. And Ritz Azul. May kulang pa ba?
Yes.
Might have missed someone there. But anyway, that was back in 2010, December,
Yes.
when I started show business or film
So
and
you
TV.
were around what?
I was
How young were you?
17?
17. Okay.
17
So
pa
how was the
lang.
teleserye experience for you?
I hated it. Honestly.
Why?
Kasi sabi ko nga impatient ako. Tapos, student pa ako. So, ang lifestyle ko nun, tulog, aral, kain, yun lang.
Yun ang gusto mong ideal life for you during that time.
And kahit na-expose ako sa buhay ng ate ko in show business, for some reason, nakalimutan ko yatang puyatan ng industriya. So, nung ako na yung na-expose, iba talaga yung, bakit ganito? Bakit inis ako? Dapat, parang di na healthy. And coming from Australia, where everyone's so strict when it comes to work safety and health regulations, so may mga bagay na I'm like, I don't get it. Bakit pwede to dito? So, again, pumapasok na naman yung pagka-leader na, dapat pwede to. Dapat may, alam mo yon, someone should fix
May nakita
this.
na social issue agad.
Someone should regulate this, you know?
Yes.
But it didn't happen up until the pandemic, surprisingly, no? So, ako, ilang years pa lang ako sa industry. Thankfully, I got to encounter it na. But imagine my sister. Imagine the OGs, like Miss Vilma Santos, na never nila na-experience
Yung may
16
regulation,
working
yeah.
hours.
Yes.
For them, it was until lahat ng scenes matapos, lahat ng nakalagay dyan, hanggang matapos yan, walang uwian. So, I mean, iba talaga yung kalakaran na naabutan ko, and swerte ko talaga nun. When I was starting na ilang taon lang, meron ng ganito for the
So when
actors.
was the switch for you? Kasi sabi mo nga you were impatient at first about acting. So what was the particular moment in your career na, okay, I found this switch that, you know what, I love this. What I'm doing is important. Anong project yon? I'm just curious.
To be honest, puti tsaka transit.
Oh,
Yung dalawang yun.
okay.
Yeah. Kasi dun ko na-realize na, bukod sa TV, meron palang component ng pelikula na hindi ko pa nasusubukan. Hindi ko pa na-experience.
Na sobrang magkaiba din.
Sobrang magkaiba din. Magkaiba din approach ng mga teams, ng tao, iba din ugali, iba din yung prep time. So, nanibago, na-refresh yung appreciation ko. And doon ko nahanap na, I like it pala. Kaya ko pala maging patient and wait on set without getting bothered.
I guess because you found your purpose. The purpose in what you're doing. Nagkaroon
Yeah.
ng weight sa'yo di ba?
Yes.
I think that's
the
what
stories you're
made the flip.
telling. I guess mas nag-align sa kung ano
Yung
paraan
leader
ko.
mo as a child,
Yeah.
Inner child.
Yeah, and kanya-kanya naman yan. Like, I'm not trying to say na pangit ang mainstream or pangit ang TV. What I'm saying lang is we all have our preferences of storytelling.
And you found yours
And I found
in
it
this
in film. I like storytelling pagdating sa pelikula. Kasi I grew up in high school, pagtapos ng school day, tapos ng homework, higa lang ako sa bed ko. Swerte ko naman kasi I'm thankfully blessed with a laptop nung high school. So nanonood lang ako after school, after homework, ng pelikula sa laptop ko. And that was my way of learning about life, about social interactions, life beyond me. Yun nga.
Yes. So now, with your work with World Vision, you get to empower women. I guess I want to know, what else do you want to parang teach the young women in terms of what you've learned so far from all of these projects and all of these advocacies that you've been doing? Like, what do you think is a perfect message for a young woman na, you know what, this is the world, this is what you should be ready with?
I think the best message or the most concise is one of their campaigns. I'm not trying to be cheesy here, pero talagang that girls can. Girls can achieve their dreams. Girls can speak up. And girls can be part of communities, of a movement. You can change the way people have, I guess, been set in their ways. You can change yourself for the better and improve yourself. You can finish school, you can go to work, basic things. Pero kapag hindi naturo sa atin, hindi mo yun ma-realize in its most generic sense.
And it can change the trajectory of your life.
Oo,
actually.
kasi pagka
You feel like
nasabihan
it's
ka
so
ng-
basic, but when you
Oo.
don't get to do it, if you don't get to do it, nag-iiba yung trajectory ng life. So this is important.
Yes, imagine, nasasabihan tayo ng kababae mong tao, ganyan ka magsalita.
Correct. Yung mga
Bakit?
ganyan.
Bakit?
Oo.
Bakit? Anong mali sa pagka-question? Anong mali sa pag-defend?
What's wrong with speaking up as a woman?
But
Yes.
obviously, no, let's do it in a manner that's not offensive.
Yes.
But assertive. So, mga bagay na ganyan, girls can make a difference in her community, in her family's life, and in general, wherever you are. So, yun talaga eh. Honestly, mga bata, pag hindi mo sila naturuan at an early age ng mga kakayahan nila, mga pwede nilang
Mga posibilidad nila.
ma-achieve, and their rights to have proper food on the table, rights to be clothed, rights to be sheltered, rights to have access to education. I mean, basic things. Pag di nila to alam, they will not know how to demand for these things when they get older. They will not know that deserve ko na maging safe sa kasama kong tao, sa karelasyon ko. Deserve ko na makapagtapos ng pag-aaral. Deserve ko magkatrabaho. Deserve ko magka-access sa malinis na tubig. Basic things.
I'm so inspired that, you found your purpose, you found your cause, the artistry. Thank you so much for sharing your mind with our audience. You're really the, epitome of someone stylish.
Wow.
Because here at Stylish, we are about self-love is stylish.
Yes.
We're not just about style. We're about your, identity, your self-love. And I'm so happy that you're our cover girl.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being the guest here at
Thank
Stylish
you.
Podcast. Thank you.
Silent. And
Thank you.
remember, when you have self-love, you have more love to give to the world.